This is a learning activity for working with 3 kinds of generosity. What I'd like you to do is take some time and consider, first of all, experiences that you've had recently where you gave away things that you had no use for. Do you remember what it was that you gave? Do you remember where that took place? And most importantly, do you remember what it felt like when you gave? And when you think about what it felt like, just notice what it was like in your body. Can you remember the body sensations? Can you remember the moods in your mind? Can you remember a thought that you had? Now, I'd like you to consider an experience or a few experiences of giving something that you had a lot of. So it wasn't that you no longer needed it. It wasn't that you didn't use it. But it was something that you had an abundance of. And again, think about where that was, what you gave, who you were with, what happened, and what was the result. The impact on you and the impact on the person you gave it to or the organization that you gave it to. And again, change focus and feel, if you can, any body sensations. Do you notice moods? Are you aware of any thoughts as you bring up this memory? And now one last exercise. See if you can think of a time when you gave something that was absolutely the most precious to you, the thing that you treasured the most. It was a complete sacrifice to give something that you loved the most, something that you absolutely wanted for yourself, that meant the most to you. Now, it could be something that you had that was priceless because of a memory, because you didn't have money to replace it. But it could also be spending time with somebody at a time when there was a tremendous amount of pressure on you to do a lot of other things, and you just dropped everything to just be present for them. So think of a time. Think of where you were. Think of what happened. Think of what it was that you gave. And think of the results. Remember the impact. Do you remember how you felt? Do you remember the impact on the person who was the recipient of your giving? Do you remember the expression on their face? And if you were to look at their face now, what would you imagine they might be feeling? So now let's just step back for a moment and see if there's anything that you notice, similarities and differences in these three kinds of giving. What's similar? What's different? And my last question for you, when you consider the impact of giving on yourself, that you can know tangibly, not even the impact that the Buddha was talking about, but the ones that you can know tangibly. Does it motivate you to spend more time giving?